Yes, hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord Yahweh. All right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hebrew Israelites. All right? GMS Lafayette, GMS Louisiana Saints. Coming back at you with another live lesson. Before we go any further, we're already facing the east. We're going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, double honors to our teachers, the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessings to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during this last seconds of time. Shalom, shalom. Right now, the title of the lesson is, okay, the Patriarch God is an example of the elect in America today. All right? The Patriarch God is an example of the elect in America today. It's just as ancient Sodom, all right, was burned with fire and brimstone, the multitude and many of the elect here in America are in spiritual Sodom, man. All right? The spiritual Sodom will be taken down in a like fashion with that fire, all right? With that thermonuclear heat. We're just going to get into the Lord willing as much as we edifying. We can start at Genesis 18 and 18, brother. First didn't have it.
I got it. All right. This is Genesis chapter 18, verse 18. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
That's right, man. The son of the promise, whom came out of the nation of the Lord's chosen, man, and the Hebrew Israelites, all right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In this particular story, all right, Sarah was promised a son that ultimately was given one in her old age, and going into it, the nephew of Abraham, Lot, all right, which name goes into covering, which is synonymous of the elect today in these times, man, spiritual Sodom. Be covered by the blood of Yahushua. Just give me Ezekiel 9 and 4, brother, and just stay where you at in Genesis 9. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel.
You stay where you at. I'm going to stay where you at. I'm going to keep reading while you get it out.
Genesis 18, verse 18 again. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
Right. And to do justice and execute judgment, all right, is being set in the hearts and the minds of the hopeful elect, all right, to rule over the heathen nations of the earth, to get that victory, and ultimately, okay, to be likened unto Lot in this day. To be likened unto Lot, to just Lot, man, as the scriptures call him unto this day. Okay? With that spirit of ultimately being found righteous, being found worthy to be spared from that hellfire, man. All right? And that lake of fire. You got to go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set up.
And Jerusalem, we know, is a people before a place. All right? It tells you that in Ezekiel, all right, that though we be scattered, the Lord is going to have a little sanctuary where we be found. All right? And in that little sanctuary, you have men of the Lord that are sighing and crying. All right? All across the four corners. GMS Suriname, Rome, London, Italy, all right? Jamaica, okay? And so on and so forth. But what's that common denominator? Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. We're laboring for that exemption to be exempt. Just like Lot was exempt, all right, from the fire and brimstone, which engulfed Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding areas in flame. Go ahead, brother.
And set a Tawah upon the forehead of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, and for the abominations done in ancient Sodom, it was destroyed. And for the abominations done in the midst thereof in spiritual Sodom, which is America, man. All right? It will be destroyed, man, and wiped off by the face of the earth. As the scriptures tell you in the book of Jeremiah, I believe it says, Arabians shall not pinch tent here anymore. All right? That's Isaiah Salaki, yeah, to you. With foul birds, and doleful creatures, all those things are going to be found here, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Revelation 11 and 8. It says, and their bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
That's right, and that's talking about America. All right, this is the land where Judah and Israel are oppressed together in the neck of the enemy. All right, one more time, brother.
This is Revelation 11 and 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
Of the great city, which is America. That dead bodies is twofold. All right, they're gonna lie in the streets because ultimately you Israelites are gonna be disconnected from your nationality. All right, spiritually, and also it's gonna be physically, man. All right, like the scriptures is written, blood up to the horse's bridle, man. All right, violence compasseth the land thereof, man. That's what's soon to happen to the plains of America, just as the plains of Mamre in that time, man. All right, which was likened on to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's something.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Spiritually. All right. And this is also spiritual Rome, man. Okay? Where our Lord was crucified. All in one mega captivity, man. That's why the scriptures say we're not gonna this is the greatest time that the world has ever seen, likened on to any other. And also this is the last captivity, man. We're going to be leading after this, man. Go ahead, brother. You got any more? Go back to Genesis, Bible shop. Unless you have one on one. Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know.
That's right. One more time, verse 20.
Genesis 18, verse 20, and the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know.
That's right, man. That cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and was great then, and is great now here in America, man. Brother brought out in Ezekiel 9:4. All right, I believe we didn't get into that word of exemption, but the brother read it. All right, that sign, that cry in the midst thereof. So the cries have gone up. But what are the cries saying? All right, and those three lyrics in what is that? Revelation 14 chapter. All right, those three lyrics, man. All right, fear the Lord. Don't take the charagma, and America is going to be destroyed. Man. That's what those cries are going up. Man. You got it, brother. Go ahead.
Revelation 18. I'm going to read 2, but I'm going to jump down to 5. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
That's right, and that's going to be the result of nuclear fire, and its third woe. Okay, this place is going to be rendered desolate, man. Okay, and ultimately, that smoke is going to go up from this place for a memorial, man. All right, for a period of time. Okay, and then ultimately, this place isn't going to be inhabited anymore. It's going to be set in the earth as a memorial for the greatest captivity that the Israelites have ever been in, man. All right, and it's a part of prophecy ultimately. Go ahead,
Verse 5, speaking about Babylon the Great, for her sins have reached unto the heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquity.
That's right, and as I said, the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great because their sin is very grievous. The scriptures tell you that the innocent blood cries out, man. All right, Babylon the Great, America is full of the souls of innocent blood, man. Okay? That of the elect. They cry out to the Lord, man. And also, that's synonymous of what we're doing today on the highways and byways across the four corners. Sighing and crying, lifting up that banner, that standard, blowing that trumpet, man, in Zion, wherever we may be established by the Lord. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to separate who's serving him between, like we always go into, there's two purposes for the inhabitants thereof on the planet Earth right now. It's either you're here for deliverance or damnation or destruction. Either you're going to be saved from this hellfire or you're going to be a part of it and engulfed in it, man. Like those of ancient Sodom, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalm 119 and 39. My zeal had consumed me because my enemies have forgotten thy words. All right, just going into how Lot was, he was vexed with the filthy conversation. His zeal consumed him because what? The enemy has forgotten thy words, man. Right? And what happens when you forget the words of the Lord, man? You become an alphabet boy, peanut butter chaser, huh? And an adulterer. You see, a covetous, a thief. You become all these things like the heathen are. Man. You see, that's why Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation where he was at, man. And we're in the same thing today. We are spiritual Sodom, man. And we're vexed with this place. This place vexed the shit out of us. Okay? Just how everybody got this old dumb ideology going off of them. Well, this is how I feel, and that's just what it is. Nah, man. How wish I would turn this into every knee gonna bow. You know?
Yeah. And there's only a remnant that's going to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. That's going to actually hearken unto the word of the Lord. That's what the brothers going to read back in the Genesis. You got it, brother. It's just as it was in that time, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah is built up and rooted in the same way, man. You got it, brother. You can just read your Bible. You good, brother.
All right. Genesis 18, verse 22. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord.
That's right, man. Because Abraham it was prophesied for him to be with the Lord in that plain of Mamre at that time. All right, which is in that area, Sodom and Gomorrah. Because ultimately Abraham was going to make note that there weren't anyone left in Sodom to be justified to be saved, man, except Lot, just Lot. Even coming down to Lot's wife, she wasn't even delivered. Man. So that's the example of the elect today. You got something, brother?
Children toss to and fro, carry away about this event, doctrine, lascivious men, cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. So basically, like the brother was saying, the different doctrines that's out there, don't be tossed to and fro because things that ultimately aren't going to be, tossed to and fro, man. They're going to hold on to the doctrine that they were taught from the beginning. Like the scripture says, with the scripture that says, what you were taught, man, from my elders. That's pretty much it.
Nobody got anything?
I got two quick ones. Go ahead. All right. The first one. As a matter of fact, this is the first one. This is Genesis chapter 13, verses 12 and 13. All right, Genesis 13, verse 12. And Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. Verse 13. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. Okay, the people of ancient Sodom and Gomorrah and the other 3 to 5 cities. Okay, they were exceedingly wicked. Okay, they were idolaters. They practiced bestiality. bestiality, and of course, the practice of the alphabet lifestyle. Okay, that's what they were most known for. All right, they were so far wicked on the left hand side to the Lord. Okay, literally, when you go through all throughout history and all throughout prophecy, Sodom and Gomorrah was the only kingdom that was destroyed by the Lord via fire sent down from the heavens. That showcased how angry the Lord was with that place. And then not to mention, Sodom and Gomorrah was pretty much located in the Holy Land, the land of Israel. So the Lord was exceedingly pissed off with the wickedness that was going on in His holy land, the land that He gave to Adam and the sons of God, and then eventually to the Israelites. Okay, especially all that stuff being done by heathens, which were Hamites. But this is second precept.
Before you get there, could you jump down to verse 17 and read through 18? Genesis 13.
All right, fine. Genesis 13, verse 17. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto you.
That's right, and that's Abraham. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the land of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord.
That's right. So Abraham was also an example of what the elect man. Okay, because what he witnessed, if he was in a plane of memory, all right, basically Sodom and Gomorrah, he witnessed those things, man. So he was a test to it as well. That's why when it goes in Genesis the 18th chapter, all right, it starts it off with that. Him being there again, and then asking, is there 20 that could be saved, 50 that could be saved? Is there anyone per adventure? Go ahead, brother. You can go, Charles.
The only reason why he was asking the Lord is because he was concerned about life. Period.
Yeah. So this is my second precept, quick one. This Psalms chapter 123, verse 3. It says, song by King David, mercy upon us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. All right, contempt basically means disrespect, scorn, scoffing. Okay, just as Lot was, just as we are today. By these wicked of the world. It says, Lord, our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease, and with the contempt of the proud. Okay, and here today in this modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, which is America, Babylon the Great, our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorn and the scoffing of these people in the world that are at ease. Okay, that are just wiggling around, going about to and fro with that wickedness. Okay, not being judged per se. Okay, and being proud as hell. So just as Lot was back in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, just as our ancient forefather King David was back during his time, but just as we are today during this modern day spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. That which is then is now, as like the scripture says. But that was it.
Oh, I got back to you up. You got this in Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
Which are the chariots, that's the eyes of the Heavenly Father, upon this sinful kingdom, America, Babylon the Great, spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. Go ahead.
And I will destroy it from off of the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy, the house of Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh.
Right, so the Lord's going to destroy this modern day Sodom, which is America, off of the face of the earth, making it completely desolate, like the brothers is reading in Revelation 18. But despite all the destruction that the Lord's going to bring upon this place, He's not going to utterly destroy the house of Jacob, okay? Because He's going to preserve, all right, a remnant out of Jacob, all right, 1/3, which is the elect, okay? That's it.
Right, this is Isaiah 1 and 9. It says, except Yahweh had left unto us a small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
That's right. And that small remnant is the elect. The Lord had a remnant in that day when He destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot was that remnant. All right? The Lord had a remnant before He flooded the earth. Noah, Ham, Shem, Japheth, their wives. And that was the remnant. All right? Just as you have one in this day, you got to go ahead. You want to speak on that?
I was agreeing, but yeah, he did. Noah found grace in the outside of the Lord within that time, man. Okay, he found grace, and then here in this day and age, the elect, which consists of, Israelites, right? They're going to find grace in the outside of the Lord upon this destruction that's coming to Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, because this place is just like, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, man. All right, they took, matter of fact, I'll grab this real quick.
And he got a word too, and I got one as well.
This is Genesis 13. This is Genesis 9 13. It says, I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. Right? So the Lord put his rainbow in the cloud as a covenant between him and the earth. And like, look, man, I'm not going to flood you again, okay? That was his covenant that he put in the sky, right? A holy covenant, righteous. But now today, here in Babylon the Great and across the world, now this devil has made the rainbow represent, an alternate lifestyle, man. That's how you know who the man of sin is. Take something holy and righteous and turn it into something wicked. You cannot bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing.
Yep. You got the word. Remnant. Go ahead.
It's the definition of remnant. It says it's small, remaining quality or something. Goes on to say the rest, leftovers, remain there. Yeah, residue. So basically, the Lord has a remnant, a residue of elect, which is 144,000. Like the scriptures tell us, it says that the Lord has made this world for many, but the world to come to few. All right. So the world would like to tell you that the Lord is going to come to save everyone, man. But that's not true. It's into the scriptures, man. It's just not brought up. Right?
Yeah. I got the word. This is the word elect from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It's the word elect. And around the middle portion of the paragraph, it says, the elect, the redeemed Israelites of the future will be the Lord's elect. It says, the redeemed, or like the brother said, the remnant or remainder, okay, Israelites, the redeemed Israelites of the future will be the Lord's elect. All right? And I'm going to just jump down to this portion right here, the letter N. Under that word elect still, it says, when election refers to salvation, its objects are individual men. The concept of universal election is foreign to scriptures. The concept of universal election, meaning what? The whole entire world to be saved. All right. John 3:16. You go into that word, world, it's cosmos. All right. World within a world. If you say, man, where are you at? I'm in the sports world. You're in the hockey world, the boxing world. All right. That's a world within this world, man. That's how the Most High refers to his people. Out of all the children, out of all the people on the entire earth, like I tell you in second Esdras, all right? Even the nation that the Lord has chosen. All the nations come from Adam. Even the nation that the Lord has chosen, which is Israel, man. So the Lord clearly defines Israel as his chosen. And amongst Israel, he has an elect. All right? Revelation the 7th chapter. Okay? Go ahead, brother. You want to bring something up? That was it on this one. No, I was doing something. Yeah. All right, I got a quick one. You was could you just read the Genesis 18 about Rashad? I'm on. You had one?
I had the second one tracking up.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. You can expound on it.
This is like going back into the word the brother was going into the elect and pretty much the remnant. All right, this is 2 Ezra 8:1. It says, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. All right, so that's the reason why you see so many spirits on earth today, because they're all going to get judged, man. But out of all those spirits that are going to get judged, you have some of them that are going to be saved, man, out of the tribulation, and not be more than time, for the testimony of the Lord. And even those, they're going to see the kingdom of God. They're going to be a part of that. So, sit on that out.
You can go ahead and
Genesis 18, verse 23. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Verse 24. Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city.
because we know the Most High is not going to destroy the righteous and the wicked. One has to prevail, all right? One has to prevail. This town isn't big enough for both of them. This wickedness and righteousness, all right, cannot dwell, okay? One has to prevail. And guess what side the elect is on? Guess what side Lot was on? Guess what side Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the patriarchs of Israel in Genesis, the 5th chapter, all right, the apostles, on down to the least of them. Guess what side we're on? We're on the righteous side, man, all right? Lord willing, we be of that number, man. Apparatus side, right? Because to be of that elect number, okay, it's worth far more than any title, any staple here in America. All right, this place is gonna be burnt up, like the scriptures tell you. In this 1 Corinthians, it says the fashion of this world faded away. All right, so and it also tells you what is it on Hebrews? It says that the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the works therein shall be burnt up. Man, that's talking about spiritual sovereignty. Okay, the works of ancient Sodom were burnt up, but now we're seeing that reincarnated through America, man. All right, and its European allies. Okay, so just like ancient Sodom and the surrounding areas were engulfed in flame, that's going to happen to America, man, and some surrounding areas in the earth. All right, go ahead, brother.
Genesis 18, verse 24. Peradventure, there be 50 righteous men within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous men that are therein? Question mark. Verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Verse 26. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sake.
That's right. So the Lord was fair. The Lord said, if I find 50 righteous, I'll spare them. And I guarantee you, if Sodom wasn't as wicked, all right, and abominable as it was, the Lord is just simply using that to say, I'll spare the righteous. Anybody that's righteous. All right? Go ahead, brother.
That also made me think of that precept in Proverbs that talks about the Lord blessed the habitation of the just.
That's right.
Genesis 18, verse 27. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Verse 28. Peradventure, there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. Verse 29. And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure, there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure, there shall 30 be found there. And he
right,
said,
so the numbers keep getting lower and lower, man. And then it's going to get to the point to where the only one that's delivered is just like, right? That's the only one found worthy to be delivered out of Sodom. And that's like onto the elect today. All right, there's going to be a remnant found worthy that are that are vexed, man. We was going into this conversation before the camera started rolling, that are vexed with the things that we're seeing, man. And we're speaking on it, all right? Loving our lives, not loving our lives unto death, man. Roughly paraphrase, all right? For that crown of life, and ultimately to do the will of Yahweh, shoot your shot, man. All right? Like we brought out earlier, basically the society, it torments our soul, man, seeing these things, all right? And we're seeing, I got a quick one. This is Isaiah 3:8, because just like it was in ancient Sodom, it is here today in America. You have our people worshiping onto these idols. Our people, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, all right, partaking in the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, man, all right, upholding the ways, all right. This is Isaiah 3:8. It says, "For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves." And it's the point. It says, "Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him." And that's how the Lord ultimately he divided Sodom, man. All right. He says, if there's 50, I'll say, but there's 40, 30, on down to Lot, just saving just Lot, man. All right. The Lord is a terrifying power, man. All right. A demon-like power, man. Okay. And just see what the works are being done on the planet Earth. You got volcanic eruptions, all right, tectonic plates moving. Okay, you got these different earthquakes. All right. Hey, what was that one we learned about in school? Mudslides, man. All type of things. The earth is mourning, man. The earth is mourning because the leadership that's in place. Like it tells you in Sirach 10, when we're talking about that, man. You can get that too, brother. Sirach the 10th chapter. But that was it on that, huh? Oh, Salakia. I just want to read this point to just show that that's America too, man. All right, Isaiah 3:12, it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths." And you see that here in America, man, showing you that it's spiritual Sodom, man. All right, you got an alphabet agenda. There's an actual agenda, man. You have these other agendas, BLM, the NAACP, right? None of those things are actually for Israelites, man. They're for Sodom and Gomorrah, to push their ways, to push the perverseness of this society and the wantonness, man. Go ahead, brother.
Which one do you want? You want him to keep reading, or you want it?
You can bring yours out.
All right. This is Romans 1 and 24. It says, "Wherefore the Most High gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves." All right, so the Most High gave you up with you see these alphabet, crews, and these peanut butter chasers and these transformers, right? All this different 72 different type of individuals, if you know what I mean. When the Lord really only created male and female, right? The Lord gave them up to their uncleanness, man. The Lord said he created men to be upright, but they sought out many inventions. This place is wicked, man, and it's vexation of spirit, man. We having conversations about, in America, you can't define what a woman is, man. Every other country outside of America think that everybody over here is an alphabet boy, right? That whole Navy SEAL dude who dressed up like a goddamn, woman to reach people to come into, their Navy, if you will.
Agenda.
Yeah, you see?
Because it's really not about, it's not about the Navy. It's above that now.
Done.
All right? We're talking about the Charagma. All right? Mm-hmm. The Navy can go, the Marines can go, the Army can go, but guess what stays? The NWO. All right? That one world agenda, man. And that's what Sodom is promoting. All right? It wasn't accomplished back then, but it's at its height of of peaking, man. All right, you got the elites that are gonna go with their move ultimately, but guess who's gonna follow that plan and intervene? How about Shimmy Awashai, man? Right on time. You got it, brother.
He got bounds that he can't pass. He
Absolutely.
doing all of this wickedness. You know, he doing all of this wickedness with a bound. You know what I'm saying? But in his mind, his pride deceived him, so he think that the sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, and just to back you up, ultimately too, in ancient Sodom, they had a bound there too, man, protecting Lot. Those two angels, man, that entered the city, man. Even in that time, man, to cast that decree out from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, to render Sodom what? Desolate. And you can get that too in Genesis 19, but you got some more.
And what's so wicked is that Lot was trying to give him his daughters.
Yeah.
He was trying to give them their daughters. Like, literally, this is a woman. This is what they're created for, right? They're like, nah, we want the men.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just wickedness, man. You got.
So you mean to tell me, get that video, brother, real quick? So you mean to tell me that this country that this brother's about to play on this video, I'm not gonna say the country name yet, but this country this brother about to play on the video, it's not like it on the Sodom? You got it, brother. You can just tell them what it says. We're not using this video to get any monetary gains or anything of that nature, all right? Or any copyright issues. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this a video that brothers sent in the chat earlier is from African Diaspora News Channel, all right, this YouTube channel, and pretty much the title of the video that I have up here is called U.S. All right, the United States to punish Uganda for a new, all right, GAY bill. Okay.
You brothers can tell me a little backdrop on the bill.
Because the bill's basically going into, if you part of that lifestyle, you know, you're gonna get slaved. You part of that lifestyle, you're gonna be punished for that. You're gonna be dealt with for being, a peanut butter chaser, you know. But what's going on is that the U.S. is looking to what? Punish them for, that bill, man. Now, why is that? Why is that? You can go ahead.
Exactly. Why is that? Because you would have to think, and
You can keep talking.
yeah, you would have to think. If you're a person in this world that's not in the know or not in the truth, and you looking for this world to continue for another 50 to 100 years or however long, you would have to ask yourself, why is the United States so hard on for pushing this agenda, this alphabet agenda? Trying to infiltrate it into schools, having school children, be taught in the classroom by, transformers. Okay, having school children go on field trips to alphabet strip clubs, watching transformer lap dances and stuff like that. Why are they so hard, going so hard to push that agenda? It's basically they're pushing the agenda of Satan on the earth. They know that they have but a short time left to rule. They see the elected remnant waking up more and more every day, and so they're swinging their final blows to establish their NWO agenda. Okay, and they're not letting up. You got it right.
Hey, and just to back that brother up, all right, we know that ancient Sodom is likened on to America today, so rendering America spiritual Sodom, all right, but this is written in the New Testament, all right, Yahushua speaking, just likening ancient Sodom to America today. It says, Matthew 10 and 15, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. And ultimately, we know that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire and brimstone, and that's a component in the ICBM nuclear missiles. All right? Okay? So the Lord, even the Lord tells you, I created the smith that bloweth the coal, man. All right? The Lord controls all things, man. Okay? So it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And that's a representation of just Lot, man. All right? Even in his time, he was sent forth as a sheep amongst wolves, man. In Sodom, man. Okay? And the Lord said, what? Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And he was. He said, well, you know what? Hey, look. y'all crowding my house. Y'all specifically want these two males. I'll give you my daughter. I'm reasoning with you. That's
No.
be that's being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. And yet it's still amongst a perverse nation. All right, prophecy has to be fulfilled. Sodom had to be destroyed. But that was it, brother. You got it.
That's right, man. You know, and then I want to point out that just last week, you know, they was up in there. They had these transformers, right? And these drag racers, and that's what I'm gonna say. Down at the goddamn Florida, in Florida, protesting because they passed the bill that children can't attend drag races anymore, man. Okay, so how the fuck you mad because children can't attend your filthy functions? You know, that goes to show you, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what's really going on here, man? You know, what's really going on here, man? And so now they want to go to Uganda, where it just so happened that they found trillions of of gold, man. All right. So now, you know, oh, and going into that to the video, the U.S. was supposed to be helping Uganda, you know, with some funding, but because they passed that bill, now, you know, we don't think that we can extend this funding to you now because of that bill, man. Well, what's really going on here, man? Why? Because of the way we feel about something, it ain't the way that you feel about it. You know what I mean? Where's the honor at, man?
Yeah.
You know, and just because this devil, man, and I'm gonna read the precept that the brother quoted. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 2. It says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein," man. So you got these bases of men who the Lord has given them the earth, right? You got the bases of men, the Lord giving them the earth, and they're natural born, you know, sodomites, man. They're the bases of men. So whatever the way that they feel, that's the agenda that they're gonna push in the planet Earth, man. You know, full of alphabetism. You see, and this place is filthy, bro. A goddamn transformer or an alphabet boy got more rights than a straight man.
Yeah. And if I could just say, just backing the brother's point of, in Uganda, you had a bill that says if a male is with another male, it's punishable by law. It's a crime. Okay, you have the Levitical law, the Israelites, that says if a male is lying with another male, it's punishable by death. It's a crime. Okay, so ultimately the Lord saw fit for that place to be destroyed because it broke that law, man. All right, one of the principal laws, and it goes back to that. And I'm gonna just bring this out real quick from earlier. The brother had brought it out, but it had a little more in it. This is Isaiah 1:9 again. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom. It says we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been likened unto Gomorrah. Verse 10 the point. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom, give ear unto the law of our power, ye people of Gomorrah. So ultimately it goes back to the Lord establishing the laws, statutes, and commandments in the earth. And how is that going to start with? Yahushua. Yahushua said, my kingdom is not of this world, man. You think Yahushua would want to rule over Sodom and Gomorrah? A place likened unto Sodom and Gomorrah? Or would Yahushua want it to be burnt desolate with fire, man? To be cleansed. Go ahead, brother.
Incorporated with God. God is love. You know, two women holding hands. You know, trying to raise a son.
And here you have it. They want to penalize another country that is not actually what you would say a dominant country, but they want to penalize this country for going against something that's so simply set for natural use. Mm-hmm. That shows you, like the brother brought out in Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter, that shows you who's ruling over this city, man. That city that's gonna that Sodom will be more tolerable for, man. America's going to get it worse, man. All eyes point to America. She's going to be dashed to pieces with arrows, man. Uganda is going to end up giving it all it's got against America, man, according to prophecy. All right? Let the weak say I'm strong, man. Go ahead, brother.
Here it is. In the United States, you go to court, you put your hand on the Bible to say that you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? And in that same Bible, it says, man shall not lie with man as he lie with woman, right?
And that's legalized here.
And it's legalized here, and now you want to go, tear down another country or persecute another country for standing on principles of the Bible. That goes to show you who the man of sin is. This is who the man of sin is, right? That's coming after the workings of Satan with all lying and deceitfulness, man. And then the brother read in Isaiah the 9th chapter, Isaiah 1 and 10, the Lord called his own people Sodom and Gomorrah. Because they was being just like him, bro. And they doing the same thing today, man. All I see is Jake walking around with that bullshit in their nose, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, them little nose rings.
Yeah, man. That's wicked, man.
Look like a bull.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
And Alvin Kamara, look, long ass braids and shit, crazy hairstyles.
Yeah.
Nah, that's he was a running back for the Saints. Like for the past few years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He be on them the commercials with them two lawyers and shit. Long ass braids, tats on his body.
Just weirdo shit.
Yeah.
You got something you still
I got something. You had some how much you had something?
I have it.
Taj, you had something?
I had that back in that Peters.
What about the video? Okay, go ahead and bring it over.
This is 2 Peter's. Rocking up and get there.
This is Genesis 19. Genesis 19, I'm going to start at 1. And there came two angels to Sodom and Even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Why? Because ultimately prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. Sodom had to be made onto Sodom. All right? It had to ultimately transgress, man, up until that time of it being destroyed. You want to say something, bro?
No, you got it.
All right, it says, Genesis 19 and 2, it says, verse 3, Salakia, and he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat.
Oh, see, look, like he's saying, he pressed the angels greatly. Like Lot was telling him, look, you don't know these niggas around here. They are gay as hell. They're gonna try to sleep with y'all. So he was letting them know, look, this is how wicked it is around here, man. Like how it is now. Wicked.
And that's why he told them, y'all gonna abide in my house and wash up and rise early. You know what I mean? Like just chill, basically. Right? Mm-hmm. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. It says, and he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Verse 4, but before they lay down, so before they could even get to rest, man, all right, wickedness was what? Pursuing them. It says, even the men of Sodom compassed the house round about, both old and young. Ezekiel 9:4 says what? Slay utterly, old and young. All right? This is that same city, man. America. All right? From the old to the young, you have that agenda. They're with that agenda, man. Go ahead, bro.
And you're on point with that, because when you go to the gym, you see these old gray-headed bitches walking around here, women looking like goddamn bulldozers. You know, you can tell you got the, and then you could they had this part of their sleeve rolled up and fold right here. You know, have their shoulders all up like they trying to, you know, looking like wearing
like
shorts
a
and their
man.
head backwards. Like you trying too hard. Like you trying to. It don't come naturally to you. You know.
With half of their head
Shade,
shaved,
yeah.
looking like some butchers.
And could you imagine that? You know, these kids being grandparents, bro. Now today, could you imagine that? This, hey, bro, this place has to be destroyed
Imagine.
very, very soon. Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, imagine the pictures that they would have for their grandchildren.
Oh yeah, bro. Family photos. Fuck,
You know,
goddamn, looking like all demons. Tats all over their face. You know what I mean? But look, I got this Second Peter's 2, and I'm gonna
I
start
got a
at.
little bit more.
All right,
Just
so
a little bit more. All right. This is back in Genesis 19, and I'm gonna start at 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, so like I'm gonna read 4 again. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. And I'm going to read this in the NLT. This is Genesis 19 and 5 in the NLT. They shouted to Lot, where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out to us so we can have sex with them. It says, where are the men who came to spend the night with you? So you mean to tell me old and young could pass that house? All right? And it weren't old and young men. You can't just say that was women out there. All right? So it says old and young, and they shouted to Lot, where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out so we can have sex with them. All right? So they were literally trying to barge in for these 2 men, which were angels, that came unto Lot, man, to tarry with him that night, man. So you mean to tell me that America, based upon that video, you still got that video, brother, isn't liking on to Sodom and Gomorrah? Just play just a little bit of it out. And you got yours out. I want to get on that word vexed.
Right? Just give it a second. Advertisements. You want me to play about maybe 30 seconds of it?
Yeah, kind of the water.
All right. All right, so this is a video that we was talking about earlier.
I told you this was going to happen. I mean, you don't have to be a prophet to see this coming. The United States of America has postponed a meeting that was supposed to happen in Uganda. They're supposed to help them with HIV, AIDS fighting, and I believe the budget for the year was $400 million. They told Uganda, we're going to hold on, like, we're not going to go to this meeting because why? You guessed it. Because of the gay bill that you have just proposed. The US president's
You just give them a brief synopsis.
Yeah. So basically, you know, for years the U.S. Been, you know, funding aid to Uganda. Okay, you know, $400 billion to be exact, as it just said in the video. But now, as of recently, since you know, since Uganda passed that anti-alphabet bill, now the U.S. is basically cutting off that aid. Okay, those $400 billion that they've been giving to Uganda. Okay, for years. You know, so you know, that's just goes to show you that you know America, they're pushing the agenda of Satan. Okay, they're pushing the agenda of the NWO, and so pretty much any nations and any person that's not willing to conform to that agenda, okay, they're basically America's basically gonna lay them down. Okay, we know that same mindset America's gonna push whenever they're gonna push the Nicaragua. Okay, that refuse to worship and bow down the image of this beast system and refuse to take the Nicaragua, they're gonna be what? They're gonna be killed. You know.
I got a quick precept because what the brother was saying is going into America had an oath with Uganda,
Yeah.
an agreement, right? All right, this is Second Maccabees 15:10, and when he had stirred up their minds, he gave them their charge, shewing them withal the falsehood of the heathen and the breach of oaths. So the heathens going in, he was talking about who the Greeks, which will be Edomites, basically letting them know like they are oath breakers. They don't never keep their word.
Yeah.
You see,
Just like time of Judas Maccabees, they had a league with who? With Rome, man. All right, and what did Rome end up doing? Stabbing them in the back, man. All right, but it was all according to prophecy. You got it, brother.
yeah, that was it, bro.
All right,
On that one.
I'm gonna go back to Genesis 19. This is Genesis 19.
You want me to read Genesis 19 for you? 'Cause
Yeah, you can read it. Started
stop at verse 5.
6. Yeah,
6.
you started 6.
All right. Genesis 19, verse 6. And Lot went out of the door, and Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Right. Do not so wickedly, because to do so will be what? A penalty worth death. Okay? Punishable by crime. Okay? Punishable by death or crime. And that's exactly what ultimately Uganda was making it. I don't know if they made it punishable by death, but it was going to be a crime. It is a crime. It's a bill, all right, that's enacted to push forward and take out that agenda, man. That wine, like it tells you, America has made these nations drunk of that wine, man. But some of these nations, they're sobering up and seeing America for who they truly are, man. And they pulling out of this place. And at last, they're gonna shoot nuclear missiles over here, man. Go ahead, bro. Read a little more.
Verse 8. Genesis 19, verse 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
Ooh.
2 virgins.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
And that goes to show you that Lot was talking to men because he kept the law, so he wasn't going to give women his daughters for them to lay down with. So he was talking to a man. He was talking to men, you know, because he was keeping the law, correct?
They were talking to men.
Yeah.
They were talking about men. So like,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they wanted the people that came to his door were men, because he wasn't going to give him his daughters, you know, for women to lay down with.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Go ahead. That's right. It says, "Oh, go ahead, brother Salaki." I was there too. Go ahead.
Genesis 19, verse 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
2 virgins. Go ahead.
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes.
So Lot really giving up his daughter. He said, "Do unto them which is as good in your eyes, man." All right. And we know in the eyes of those ancient inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom is good in their eyes, man. Wickedness, abominable things, man. All right. So that's how much Lot was willing to protect these men, man. All right. Protect his brothers. Okay. Go ahead, Art.
It says,
Protect the will of Yahweh by Shimei Awashai. Go ahead, bro.
it says, the latter part of verse 8. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
Ooh. Under the shadow of his roof and sanctioned from Yahweh by Shimei Awashai, man. All right? Because we know who's under our roof with us, running our household, Yahweh by Shimei Awashai, man. All right? So just as it was in the time of Joshua, he said his house will serve the Lord. All right? Lot said his house will serve the Lord. Abraham said his house will serve the Lord, man. All right? Genesis is the 5th chapter from Adam all the way down onto Noah. Their houses serve the Lord, man. The elect of this time, the nation of Israel, all right, the 144,000, we're going to serve the Lord, man. And Lord willing, be delivered out of spiritual Sodom, which is America, man. Like the patriarch Lot. And when you go into that word patriarch, it means what, Aki?
Forefather.
Right. A male head, man. Okay? Male. Go ahead, brother.
Genesis 19, verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now, Now will we deal worse with thee, with you, than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
So they were trying to break in at this point, man. And it even tells you, they said this one fellow came into sojourn and he will needs be a judge, meaning like where does he come from? Like he you know what I mean? Like he needs a judge, he needs to see, or where does he come from? Who is he? All right, bring him up. But they were saying that, and ultimately what?
Trying to do some wicked shit.
To deceive. That's right, brother. That's right.
You need to check in.
Yeah, he needed some time,
Yeah,
brother. He needed to check.
yeah.
Let me see some ID, man.
Yeah.
All right,
From whence comest thou?
that's right. You can keep going, brother.
Verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door.
Right. So the men pulled Lot in, man. All right. Those two angels. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Ooh. And that's spiritual power. You can't smite someone with blindness in the flesh, man. All right. That's how you know that we're angels, man. One more time, brother. That's beautiful, man.
Genesis 19, verse 11.
Yeah, that's liking on how the Lord is going to intervene for us, man, in these times, man. Lifting up a standard for us, for the elect in these times, man. All right? Surrounding us with angels, man. All right? Doing miraculous deeds on behalf of the Lord. And, Lord willing, we could take part in some of those miraculous deeds, man, ourselves. All right? Healing. Cleanse the leper. Heal the sight of the blind, man. And also smite with blindness. You see? Go ahead, brother.
Genesis 19, verse 11 again. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Ooh. Bubble shot, brother. I must read this. This is Genesis 19, all right? And verse 9 in the NLT, and I'm going to read through 11. It says, "Stand back," they shouted. "This fellow came to town as an outsider, and now he's acting like our judge. We'll treat you far worse than those other men." And they lunged towards Lot to break down the door. But the two angels reached out, pulled Lot into the house, and bolted the door. Then they blinded all the men, young and old, who were at the door of the house. So they gave up trying to get inside. But the point was those two angels, man. All right? They were amongst Lot to ultimately help him, man. Intervene on behalf of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead, brother.
Genesis 19, verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides, son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place. Get them up out of here. Because now's the time. It says, verse 13, For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it.
Brother, this is Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. All right? And those winds is ultimately identifying destruction, man. All right? And those winds, this destruction, all right, that's going to plague America and destroy it ultimately, is being held back. For whose sake? The elect, man. Just as it was in that time for Lot's sake. Nah, that's something. Yeah, it looks weird though. But yeah, man, that's likened on to Lot in that time, and Lord willing, we are of that number, the elect that's here in America and scattered across the four corners, man. All right, that are a representation of the patriarch line, man. Just an example, all right, of the hopeful elect today. So it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees. Trees going to what? people, man. All right, nations. It says, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. All right, and those angels said, what? If you got anybody that you love in the city, hey, guess what? Find them, because this place is about to be destroyed, man. All right, the elect is about to be delivered, man. Okay, and that's what's about to happen in America, man. Revelation 12:12. The devil is come down with great wrath, knowing he has a short time left, man. You got something, brother?
What was that on Second Peter?
Okay, you can go with that.
This is Second Peter 2, and I'm gonna start at 5. It says, and spared not the whole world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, and preached so like a preacher of righteousness.
That's right. The old world being what? The antediluvian period before the flood, man. All right, in which Noah existed in. Okay, and even after that, man. Okay, after the waters went down and the earth was repopulated, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, but it's
to continue that lineage, right? Through our said came all the way down what? Peleg, Terah, Eber, all right, Terah, Abraham, okay. Then you have ultimately Abraham's brother, which was Haran, and the son of Haran was who? Lot, man. Okay, the nephew of Abraham. Go ahead, brother.
Look, it says,
get that word vexed too.
Look, in this verse it says, a preacher of righteousness. So Noah was preaching, telling them, look, you're doing wickedness. You're doing wickedness.
Yes.
And he was preaching righteousness, the will of the Lord. Check it out. It says, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with filthy conversation of the wicked.
Woo, heavy, man. And that ancient Sodom and Gomorrah was made unto an example, man, because it's still talked about today.
Yeah. It's still referenced in the scriptures about how the Lord is going to do, because it had to be bad, bro. If you still use it as a reference and the Lord says, what, that's not even going to compare what I'm going to do here in Babylon the Great. Oh, it's about to be some real hot shit. You
got that word, brother?
I got it.
Okay. Read one more time.
It says, verse 8, back in 2 Peter 2, it says, for that the righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
All right, when you go into that definition, vex, in the Google definition, it says dispute and disputes. It says debate, debatable, and issue. All right, unsettled. All right,
that's the blue letter?
No, that's Google.
Can you read the blue letter?
Well, basically into torment.
Yeah. And that's ultimately the elect, man. We're vexed with the filthy conversation. We're vexed seeing that now America is trying to punish a country for not upholding their agenda, man. For not being wicked.
Yeah.
You got it.
Because that only promotes disease, man. What can I heard a guy say, man, if you take
that's a crime against nature, man. Come on, man. Think about it, man. The Lord set us up in order, man. He set his people up in order. That's a part of us being chosen, man. Not following these customs of the heathen, man. It was not given unto us for a man to lie with another man. Even from the beginning, man. Go ahead, brother.
This dude said it, man, and it was beautifully put. If you take 100 women and 10 men and put them all on the same island and go back 100 years, you're gonna have families. And, you know what I'm saying? Families and sons and daughters. But if you take 110 men, if you take 110 transformers and put them on one island, you're gonna have 110 dead men when you go back 100 years. There's no production that comes out of that, man. You know, so this place is ass backwards, man. Surely your things are turning upside down, man. You know, that's what you've done in your rulership. Turned everything upside down, man.
Yeah.
You know, made everything that was good wicked.
And you defended it. You defended it. You turned it upside down, and you're at the defense of your confusion.
Yeah.
You really are, man. And it's really seeing. We're really seeing a warped, drugged, defiled leader, man. You understand it, man. On a planet Earth, man. Look at what you do to the rainforest. Look at what you do to the resources of the earth, man.
Animals.
The scriptures say you enlarge yourself as hell, man. Look what seeds you plant out in the earth, man. You got the whole earth drunk. But now that Uganda wants to step up and sober up a little bit and take the fog off of their glasses and see you for who you truly are, now you want to punish them, man. That's likened on to what you do to the nation of Israel, man, and the Lord's elect. What you did to Lot. All right? How you came up against him, man. Go ahead, brother.
It's the same thing as us. We're not calling ourselves so-called African Americans now. Now it's a wall-out campaign against these guys that's calling themselves Israelites. You know, we stopped calling ourselves Black and African American. Now we're anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
You know,
we're from that lineage, guys. Okay. How can we be anti anything? All right. We believe by faith that we're from the lineage of Shem, correct? All right. Up unto Noah, all the way up unto Adam, man. Genesis the 5th chapter. When you go into a few of those names, and most of those names in Genesis the 5th chapter, Noah, Jared, Mahalil, Enoch, it lists them as being a patriarch. When you go into Lot's name, could you get that word Lot out too? After you get that, it goes into covering. It mentions him as a patriarch, man. They were covered in that day, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is the definition of faith. It says to bind. It says be distressed. Be in distress. It says to suffer distress.
It says, the scriptures tell you the souls of the just complain continuously. So that's us. Around the clock, the scriptures tell you give him no rest, right? Till they make ye a praise in the earth, man. So we want the Lord to come in and set things right here, man. We want the Lord to come and ultimately cleanse this place, man. By fire. Just as was ancient Sodom, man. And I got one too. Could you get that word live?
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead, brother.
No. All right.
Water.
This is the name Lot in the Hebrew. All right. Strong's H3876. Lawat. And it says covering. Just like that. Covering.
You got it. You can speak on it.
Yeah. So Lot. Okay, just as his name goes into, he was covered during the time of ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord had him protected by sending those two angels, okay, to basically perform divine intervention for Lot, and ultimately deliver Lot out of ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, as it was being destroyed by fire and brimstone. And that's it.
That's right, brother. I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Psalms 82 and 4. It says, "Deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." You see, it says, deliver the poor and needy. Brother Brandon Peters, it says, deliver just Lot, all right, from the hands of the wicked. We're hoping to be delivered from the hands of the wicked in this day, man, starting with the hands of Esau, Edom, along with the hands of you other nations, pertaining to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, man, which is a representation of you nations laying your hands on a nation of Israel, man, the Lord's chosen people, man, all right, and defiling them, man. And even like we were reading in Maccabees, some wicked men came out of Israel, man, all right, that were getting licensed to do as these other nations, to do as the heathen, man. Okay? But it says, all right, I'm going to go back to Genesis 19. This is Genesis 19 and 13. It says, for we will destroy this place because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord has sent us to destroy it. So the Lord sent those angels ultimately to get Lot, which was a representation of the elect, all right, out of Sodom and Gomorrah, man, before it was destroyed. So it says, verse 14, and Lot went out and spake unto his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-laws.
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier.
Yeah, and that's, what does that sound like? That sounds like men of the Lord, all right, on the highways and byways, all right, piping, all right, but they're not responding, they're not dancing, all right, they're mocking onto us. I forgot which one of you brothers was going into like, basically, it was like a word or something like that, basically saying that they scoff us on point. That brother was making
Scoffers.
yeah, like how the world basically scoffs us and what we do. Maybe it was another brother. What's the like? All right.
You talking about when I read Psalms 123, that piece I read earlier, about how we're filled with the contempt of the wicked or something like that.
Yes. That's it. Can you bring it out?
Yes.
That's it, bro. That's the point.
Yeah, basically, if I may say, because Lot's relatives that he was, preaching to, they basically looked at him as somebody that was mocking. Basically they looked at Lot as if he was teaching them some bullshit.
I'm gonna read it again for you. Genesis 19 and 14. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
Right. So Lot was basically prophesying to his sons-in-law, telling them, look, the Lord's getting ready to destroy this place, Sodom and Gomorrah. We need to get the hell up out of here. But, they took his words for granted. They set at naught his counsel, and so,
right.
Pretty much, eventually when the Lord destroyed that place, they got destroyed with it, because they didn't take heed to Lot and his prophecies. And just as, 2/3 of our people are going to fall victim to that same mindset as well. We preaching and prophesying throughout the four corners of the earth, starting with our apostles and elders on down. 2/3 of our people refuse to hear the word, refuse to hear this message that we're preaching. So therefore what? When the Lord destroy this place, 2/3 are going to be destroyed right along with this place. But this is that precept in Psalms 123. Psalms 123 verse 3, have mercy upon us, O Lord, have mercy upon us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt, okay, disrespect basically. Verse 4, our soul is exceedingly filled with the contempt, with the scorning of those that are at ease, and with the contempt of the proud. That's it.
Yeah, with those that are at ease, man. If you're at ease right now, at this very moment, you likely are going to end up in that lake of fire, man. And it's simple as that. Let the multitude perish that was born in vain. The multitude of people out here are drunk off that Babylonian juice, man. Seriously, man. And we're speaking upon our kins, man. All right, those that are that raised us in this world, man. Moms, daughters, sons, brothers, sisters. All right. Scriptures tell you what? One to a family, two to a city, or two to a family.
One of them, sure, mine.
Yeah, that's the elect, man. That's symbolizing the elect, man. So it said, and I'm gonna just jump down and hit the point. It says Genesis 19. I'm gonna start back at 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters. The Lord being merciful unto him, And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad, and he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And the Lord told us that. He said, what? Come out of her, my people. All right? Be not a partaker of her plagues, man, and her iniquities. Don't look back.
Yep.
Unless you be caught up in that fire, man. And Lord willing, all right, we be of that number. We don't look back, man, because we're very close, man. Like Elmer Fudd say, very close, man. All right, and we can feel it through prophecy, which is the testimony of Yahushua, Revelation 19:10. Go ahead,
I can make that point. Okay, backing up and don't look back, because you got to think, Lot was very wealthy in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. He had riches, cattle, so much to where, him and Abraham had to separate. That's how wealthy they were. So for that angel to tell Lot, don't look back, that was a heavy commandment that he gave him, because Lot had plenty to look back upon. Okay, but Lot had to basically forsake all those things, okay, for the for the will of the Lord's sake. And that's just like us.
Yep. Is that Matthew?
Yeah.
This is forsaken land, father, mother, for my sake.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful point.
You already know that Abraham was putting a lot upon game.
Yes. That's nephew. That's nephew.
Teaching them and everything. So like, look, man, you see all the stuff that we got? It really ain't shit. It really ain't nothing.
Follow ye after the Lord. Remember the covenant that I made with our fathers, and that's like an on-time mindset today. We're remembering the covenant the Lord made with our fathers. We want to inherit that promise. So it says, Revelation 19, and I'm gonna jump down to 22. It says, Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou become thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah fire and brimstone from the Lord out of heaven. Out of heaven, man. So the Lord can make fire and brimstone rain from out of the heavens. Why put your trust in something that's a carnal weapon? Or even why fear, all right, Esau's sword? All right, if our power can do such as that, man. Okay, so it says, and he overthrew those cities, you see, Sodom and Gomorrah, surrounding areas, because not only America that's under that image of the beast, all right, that's operating in it, man, all right, you have America and its European allies, man, all right. The scriptures calls it what? The whore that sitteth upon many waters. You got it, brother.
You got Canada, which is north of America, so possibly Canada is going to be destroyed right along with America. And Canada is a NATO country. And you got the different European countries as well. Great Britain, France, Spain, Germany, various others. That's also a part of NATO and the EU, the B system. Those countries are going to be hit by fire as well. Just backing up the brother's point.
That's right. Genesis 19:25, and he overthrew those cities, plural, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. You see? So she looked back ultimately to that lifestyle, man. All right? That's why the scriptures tell you, all right, give not thy strength unto a woman, okay? Because you'll end up looking back too. Guess what? Eve was beguiled, then Adam. All right? Scriptures tell you that what? The woman was in the transgression first. So ultimately, don't look back unto a physical woman or spiritual philosophies, the wine of this place. Man, you know what? What about, I got an interview for a job next week, man. I can't, you saying the dollar crashing? Hey, man, I don't Somebody got to
right
pay
now?
these bills. Jake just start throwing delusions out there. Somebody got to pay these bills. Bills, what, brother? What bills, brother?
Yeah, what bills?
You know, we look forward to something that's built without the hands of it. So ultimately, what do we have to do? We have to have that same integrity that Lot had, man. To let it all go, throw it away, man, for the Lord. You brothers got it.
And I looked up that term "look back," right, in the Hebrew. I'm on, Jan. You had a piece of real quick. You want to bring it up?
Actually, was gonna look up something.
Oh, you want to bring it up?
You already there, huh?
You could expound on it, brother.
Yeah, you can speak on it if you want. All right. So this is the word "look back" from Genesis 19 and 26. It says Strong's H5027 Nabat, and I'm gonna go straight to the Strong's definition. It says to scan, i.e., look intently at. It says by implication, it says to regard with pleasure, favor, or care. And it says cause to behold, consider, look down, regard, have respect, see.
Yeah. So basically, you know, looking back and wanting to go back to the pleasures of the world, man, or the philosophies of the world, the doctrines of the world, the things that the world make us feel comfortable about. And that's what it's speaking about. It's speaking about, not going back to those things like the scripture say, like a dog returns to his vomit, man. You gotta stay strong, man. And I speak for myself, or I speak for anyone else.
And that was the nature of those inhabitants of Sodom. They were after the flesh. Think about it. They didn't see. All they saw was they were driven by those lusts. All they saw was, they got probably, handsome Jakes. And that lust drove them to what?
We're trying to break the damn door down.
Man. You know?
We don't want women. We want men. And trying to break the door down. You know?
We don't want your two untouched daughters. Come on, man.
She and Lot's wife, loving the possessions that they had, and wanting to still be comfortable, because she don't know where she was going to, so she looked back, but and she was, for looking back, she was definitely like anybody else that looked back, man, putting your hands to the plow and looking back,
They didn't accept those versions like they don't accept the Lord's version, man, in this society. Lord willing, this message was edifying. Facing the east, we're going to give all praises and honors and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. I'm going to say Shema, Let's hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord Yahweh. Until next time, Shalom.